From the early age of childhood to the very 6 feet under the ground, with a mother's milk at first and then teacher-authorized official climate school, we are constantly being bombarded with an official version of reality, accepting of which would lead us to more or less what is considered to be a successful life, associated with according career, housing, food, wife, and the rest of stuff that we consider valuable. Precious until the very moment we start to question reality and related expenses that come with the resources that are being sacrificed to maintain that kind of level of defined comfort. Comfort zone that would satisfy our very five senses of body perception and guarantee its survival until it quietly expires in the retired days of ignorance. Despite the breathtaking level of technological breakthroughs, we are yet have to deal with ever-emerging necessity to deal with energy bill, particularly related to maintain proper temperature range in the households, feed off all sorts of electrical devices from the power grid that is maintained by the crude and limited resources such as oil and coal, and even those sources of energy that we consider clean, such as wind and sun, yet have to deal with its connection to the grid. And its subjective power output limitations associated in many cases with excess stability. Worth mentioning atomic power plants, with its ever-promising power output endangering and polluting our life space, making its usage obsolete for the coming generations, as nuclear waste utilization takes ridiculous amount of time to dissipate hazardous radiation activity, as well as amount of resources and resource associated money that we require to do that. The very common thing among mentioned energy sources is that they are all interrelated in its unsustainability to provide cheap, safe, yet powerful and enough way to maintain the lifestyle that we got used to. How come that with ever-emerging digital information technologies and upcoming augmented reality technologies, having in possession prototypes or maybe even secretly utilized quantum computers, we are yet have to deal with a dinosaur old coal oil energy supply grids? When Wi-Fi microwave perturbation is present in almost every household and the communication happens instantaneously, as well as instantaneous data transfer of gigabits of data over the continents, we are obligated with the weird tubes connected to our houses and supplying something through a demanding payment in return, exiting those are Wi-Fi based. Even though gadgets in your possession operate using nano-printed microprocessors, they yet have to obey the primitive grid that dictates everything else. The issue does not exclude age-related so-called alternative energy sources that has been mentioned and revealed a long ago, but did not have its vote for on the authorities' side. Alternative to the conventional nuclear reactors, thorium-based were considered to be the replacement, as those that did not leave any hazardous pollution. Not to mention the filed patents of nuclear waste radioactivity nullification technologies filed and tested in Eastern Europe.